year after year. Currently, Guyana is losing billions of dollars in revenue.
The Private Sector Commission decided to take matters into its own hands to curb the illicit trade.
The formation of this illicit trade desk at the Private Sector Commission was put together with the simple purpose of making sure that we can gather information and intelligence from our business community.
Singh further explained that in order for the board to function properly, the Commission will be working along with Guyana's joint services.
The expectation of this illicit trade desk was simply to forge collaboration with the stakeholders and also to create a stronger relationship with the enforcement arms of the government.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa earlier this month launched an investigation into allegations of chicken and egg smuggling at the Guyana Market Corporation, GMC. The Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, have also been working around the clock to clamp down on alcohol, chicken, cigarettes smuggling, and recently said they are clamping down on gold smuggling as criminals are starting to find new ways to cheat the system. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
You will hear from Tiana Cole that Guyana will keep relying on international law to settle the border issue with neighboring Venezuela peacefully, so says President Irfan Ali.
The head of state, while addressing world leaders gathered at the United Nations headquarters in New York on Wednesday, said the United Nations has a special responsibility for the security of small states, since small states look to multilateralism and the rule of international law to protect them from foreign aggression. He stressed that Guyana is a small state that has had to contend with aggression from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela for 58 years.
National law and its strict application have been our armor and our shield in our determination to protect ourselves from this aggression.
President Ali reminded the Assembly that the border between Guyana and Venezuela was fully, finally, and perfectly settled in 1899 award by the International Tribunal.
This controversy, initiated by Venezuela, was submitted by Guyana to the International Court of Justice in accordance with a decision of the United Nations Secretary General and consistent with our position to settle this matter by legal and peaceful means.
He stressed that in 2023, in light of intensified acts of aggression by Venezuela, the ICJ issued provisional measures.
Pending a final decision in the case, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela shall refrain from taking any action.
After years of refusing to participate in the proceedings of the ICJ and stating that it does not recognize the jurisdiction of the court, the Venezuelan government has since submitted a counter-memorial to Guyana's submission. Guyana welcomes Venezuela's decision to participate in the court proceedings and expressed the hope that Venezuela will accept the decision of the court, as Guyana has long pledged to do. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Win Fuel Plus prizes you love with Rubis. Spend $4,500 or more in Ultratech Fuel at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 2 amazing grand prizes: $200,000 in Ultratech Fuel plus $800,000 in cash, or $200,000 in Ultratech Fuel plus an $800,000 electronics package. Each week you could win fabulous prizes including Ultratech Fuel, a PS5, shopping vouchers, and more. Fuel up with Rubis for your chance to win.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. You need to know that the establishment of a petroleum commission is among a 20-point plan rolled out by the People's National Congress Reform for Guyana's booming oil sector, which it says will be implemented once elected to government come 2025. Antonio Day is on this story.
Leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, Wednesday laid out his party's 20-point plan for the oil and gas sector if he elected to office come 2025. Mr. Norton said his party's 20-point plan is tailored to rid Guyana's oil and gas sector of any form of corruption and ensuring every Guyanese enjoy the benefits.
To eradicate corruption and unethical conduct by government and contractor officials, we will institute an independent Inspector General's office with a 24/7 anonymous hotline to involve the public in reporting any knowledge or appearance of corruption.
According to the opposition leader, restructuring the existing legislation on the Petroleum Activities Bill of 2023 is necessary to finalize the establishment of an independent/autonomous petroleum commission. This commission, according to Mr. Norton, will be equipped with the highest caliber fit-for-purpose professionals who will ensure that from application for licenses through auction, exploration, production, sales, and gas utilization for energy conversion are strictly adhered to. Mr. Norton also said his government will immediately reinstate the requirements for full liability coverage in the petroleum sector.
This includes the appropriate insurance, as well as parent company guarantee to cover the full cost of an oil spill, prohibition of gas flaring except in special cases of startup, emergency and maintenance in compliance with environmental impact assessment, re-injection of the very hot, toxic and oil-laced water in accordance with international standards and the World Bank.
A review of the gas energy project will also be done, the party leader assured.
We will complete a feasibility study to evaluate the most economical and environmentally viable options for utilizing the produced gas as an energy resource for Guyana, including the use of ISO containers for the transportation of natural gas to shore.
The PNCR leader also intends to review the Natural Resource Fund, known as NRF, and restructure it as necessary to ensure independence, prudent management, and the fulfillment of its mandate. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. Despite food security efforts, undernourishment in Guyana continues to see a steady decline, reaching well below regional and international averages. Caris Gonzalez will tell you more.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa on Wednesday, during his participation in a virtual high-level dialogue dubbed State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World, SOFI 2024, revealed that Guyana has experienced a 2.5% decline in undernourishment, positioning the country below the averages seen both regionally and globally.
The fight against hunger is more than a policy goal. It is a moral imperative, and that is why we are here today to share our experiences, learn from each other, and renew our collective commitment to eradicate hunger and malnutrition.
In addition, Minister Mustafa pointed out that significant progress has been made in combating food insecurity. According to recent data, The rate of moderate or severe food insecurity in Guyana is 25.5%, which is lower than the regional average of 31.3%. However, he cautioned that despite positive developments, the country still faces risk related to food insecurity.
This bold plan is driven by the need to enhance domestic production, ensure regional food self-sufficiency, and other important measures. We are expanding agricultural production across several key sectors like crops, livestock, and fisheries and aquaculture.
Furthermore, Mustafa acknowledged that climate change poses a serious threat to the nation. Yet he emphasized that the Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS 2030, aims to build resilience against these challenges.
We are building robust drainage and irrigation system, improving food control infrastructure, promoting the use of climate-smart technology such as shade houses and hydroponics.
Moreover, he stressed the necessity for regional cooperation to effectively tackle hunger and malnutrition, while reiterating Guyana's commitment to share experiences and learn from neighboring countries. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The reduction in rates and taxes recently passed by the Georgetown Mayor and City Council that will benefit political parties is unconstitutional. This is according to a former mayor. Daisy Richards is on this story.
The reduction of rates and taxes that were passed by the Georgetown Mayor and City Council was dubbed unconstitutional by former mayor of the Georgetown Municipality, Obrach Narain. Narain told this newscast that the proposal was put forward to the council during his tenure.
The Valuation Act only speaks on residential and commercial. So if you have an institutional rate, therefore, the Valuation Act must be amended to suit the institutional rate.
Narain addressed his unsuccessful attempts to get the full support of the council.
I went beyond institutional rate and I didn't get anywhere with it, but the proposal was there, it is still there, but I believe the council didn't handle it properly.
People's Progressive Party civic councillors, including former Mayor Patricia Chase Green, rejected the proposal, but Narain highlighted that the motion has been on the table for some time.
The percentage that they claim that they passed at the city council, that was there since in Chase Green time. It was gazetted under her tenure, and I believe Rice and King.
He now believes that the passing of the motion was pointless in that it does not apply to political parties.
If a political party apply for institutional rate, the valuation office has to value that place, has to go see the purpose of that building. So the council passed such a motion, it don't make sense.
The M&CC approved the reduction in rates and taxes to 25% in August for political parties that are classified as institutional, so the tax break will assist in operational costs. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy, for your reporting. Stay with us. There's more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Tropic Construction Solutions, we pride ourselves on being one of the leading distributors of high-quality woven and non-woven geotextile fabric, geotextile tubes, and geogrids for over 15 years in Guyana. We supply reflective vests, sleeves, quality hard hats, and more for your construction needs. We are located in number 2 Village, East Coast Berbice, 1 minute from Palmyra. Our distribution mechanism enables us to offer delivery across the city of Georgetown. Contact us at +5926 284 077 or visit our website at www.tc.
The oil and gas industry is helping to transform safety standards across all sectors of Guyana. The government and industry leaders are pioneering safer offshore oil production with new legislation, updated policies, and state-of-the-art floating production, storage, and offloading vessels.
welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. While figures for Guyana's gross domestic product in the oil and gas sector creates a good outlook for the country, this does not mean citizens are better off economically. Here is Antonio Day with the details.
According to the Bank of Guyana's 2023 mid-year report, the economy recorded exponential growth with a real oil gross domestic product known as GDP growth of 59.5% and non-oil GDP growth of 12.3%. The report also highlighted that the real oil growth benefits from food oil production of 68.7 million barrels. However, Attorney General Melinda Janke explained what these figures represent.
But that doesn't mean that Guyana is better off economically. Why? Well, the GDP includes Guyana's oil production, but Guyana's oil production doesn't go to Guyana.
Nearly 90% of the oil production goes to ExxonMobil Guyana Limited and its co-ventures in the Scarborough Block, which is HES Corporation and CNOC, Janke noted.
The Bank of Guyana says that the profit oil to Guyana from December 2019 up to December 2023 was just over $3 billion US. Compare that to Exxon's $3.5 billion in 2023 alone, which was their profit. Now, Guyana's profit oil is not profit for Guyana. It's just revenue. You have to take away from that all of the expenses that Guyana has incurred.
Janke has accused the current administration of the Environmental Protection Agency, known as the EPA, of operating in a lackluster manner.
The EPA should produce accounts in accordance with modern accounting standards to record the natural capital of Guyana. The EPA isn't following the law. 2 weeks ago, I wrote to the Environmental Protection Agency again, saying that they must take this into account, and they have not responded.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has cautioned members of the Guyana Police Force to desist from detaining persons who are in possession of less than 30 grams of marijuana. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
During his weekly program, Issues in the News, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal discussed the recent report where a man was arrested by the police for having in his possession 15 grams of marijuana. The AG emphasized that mandatory jail terms for marijuana possession up to 30 grams were eliminated in November 2022 when the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substance Act was amended.
There is no imprisonment in respect of possession of narcotics below 30 grams.
The AG stressed that if a person pleads guilty or the court is unable to sentence them to a term of imprisonment after the trial, then the police is not allowed to imprison them for that offense.
If the offense doesn't carry imprisonment when you are found guilty, then obviously prior to your being found guilty, you cannot be locked up.
The amendments of the Act divide possessions into two categories. If a person is found with up to 15 grams of marijuana, that person can be charged, but the penalty will be mandatory counseling. While if someone is found with more than 15 grams but less than 30 grams of marijuana, the penalty is community service, which can be ordered by a magistrate.
And that's a principle of law that runs across every offense in the statute books of our country.
The AG then issued a strong warning to members of the force.
So the police officers are hereby advised that they are not to detain persons in the lockup for possession of marijuana below 30 grams.
Last Sunday, police arrested Kononaya Jupiter after he was nabbed with 4.2 grams of cannabis during a mobile patrol along the Pakira Road in Matthews Ridge, Northwest District, Region 1. Jupiter was driving a black Toyota Fila wagon vehicle with registration number PH 4429. Ranks stopped the vehicle and Commander of Region 1 requested a search of the vehicle for narcotics, to which Jupiter consented. Police in a report later investigators said that upon searching, ranks discovered 2 Ziploc bags containing leaves, seeds, and stems, along with 2 joints suspected to be cannabis in Jupiter's pants pocket. Jupiter reportedly admitted that the marijuana found was for his private use and he used it as a medication. He was then placed in police custody. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
President Irfan Ali has announced the launch of a global biodiversity alliance as Guyana seeks to forge a sustainable future through innovative financial mechanisms and collective global action. Chris Gonzalez will tell you more.
During his speech at the 79th session of the General Assembly, President Irfan Ali announced the launch of a global biodiversity alliance, which will include the first ever biodiversity summit next year. This summit seeks to establish a market for biodiversity credits, enhance biodiversity debt swaps, promote biodiversity bonds, create a blueprint for biodiversity taxes, and encourage nature-positive initiatives.
These are real solutions that Guyana is putting forward to address the global problem of biodiversity loss. We do not lecture, we lead by example without arrogance.
According to the UN Food Security and Nutrition Report in 2023, an estimated 28.9% of the global population, 2.3 billion people, were moderately or severely food insecure, with the primary causes being conflict and insecurity, extreme weather events, including those related to El Nino, climate change, and economic shocks. The president, addressing an almost empty room, established that tackling food insecurity requires a more focused approach.
By prioritizing peace and climate action, we can create environments where food systems, crops, and livelihoods are not threatened by conflict and weather extremes. In turn, enhancing food production and ensuring fair and efficient trade in food commodities can reduce food insecurity.
Moreover, the president concluded with a compelling call for collective responsibility among nations to confront these challenges together.
Let us act together for the advancement of peace, for the achievement of sustainable development, and the preservation of human dignity, now and for generations to come.
I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
Start packing this, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. How to apply for registration. You must visit the GCOM registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons from your area of residence to apply for registration or name change or correction. You must be in possession of the following source documents as might be relevant. Original birth certificate or valid Guyana passport for new registration. Original marriage certificate and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by way of marriage. Original deed poll and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by deed poll. Original naturalization certificate and original birth certificate in the case of naturalization. This registration exercise will end on November 29th, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Suriname. President Santokian Wednesday told the international community that Haiti fatigue is not an option and urged countries to provide more assistance as efforts continue to restore peace and security in the French-speaking CARICOM country. Haiti has been without an elected head of state since July 7, 2021, when its former president was assassinated at his private residence overlooking the capital, Port-au-Prince. Since then, criminal gangs have sought to overthrow the interim administration, and last October, the United Nations Security Council approved a resolution allowing for a Kenya-led multinational security support mission to provide much-needed assistance to the Haitian people. He said small nations also need support for a digital transformation to fully integrate into the digital global economy. We tell you now that two powerful unions on the French Caribbean island of Martinique have joined protests against high living costs that recently prompted France to send anti-riot police. Traffic was paralyzed on Tuesday after a transportation union ordered tractor-trailers to block main roads and public bus drivers to suspend service. Meanwhile, another union that represents health workers, local authorities, and the private sector announced an indefinite strike starting Thursday. The union is demanding an increase in the minimum wage, retirement pensions, and price controls on basic goods, among other things. The protests began in early September and have turned violent, with at least 6 police officers and 1 civilian injured last week. We conclude with some international news. An office in Arizona used by Kamala Harris' campaign was shot at on Wednesday morning in the second apparent gun attack in a week, according to investigators. Police in Arizona responded to the office, which the local Democratic Party also uses, after they received calls from staffers about the damage. At least 5 bullet holes were found in the windows and the door. Police said they were analyzing evidence and were taking additional measures after the shooting to ensure the safety of staff and others in the area. A motive for the shooting has not yet been determined, and investigation continues. The same office was shot at just a week prior in September 16, in an incident the police said appeared to involve a BB or a pellet gun. That shooting also happened just after midnight and caused criminal damage, according to the police. Law enforcement around the country is under heightened alert over an increase in political violent threats. Harris is scheduled to visit Arizona on Friday. I am Carice Gonzalez. Thank you for watching.
What's the holdup with the Calvin Brutus probe? Is political mischief afoot? Private sector commission established illicit trade board to clamp down on smuggling. Former mayor addresses the reduction in rates and taxes for political parties, and Guyana will rely on international law to protect its sovereignty. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special?